lied to. Just how fast is Sonic? Not as fast as you might think.
I don't know about that. Howdy guys, got another Bladeslinger vlog for you. And I thought I'd try something a little bit different this time. Usually when I do these vlogs, I'm talking about a video game, a movie, or something weird that's going on in the video game industry that I want to get my thoughts on. But here I thought we'd go ahead and get a little bit nerdy and talk about one of the big questions amongst the Sonic fan base, and that is how fast actually is Sonic? Now, this is something that the Sonic fandom has debated for years now, primarily because Sega's never given an official statement on what exactly is Sonic's top running speed. The only thing that we know for sure is that Sonic can at least run faster than the speed of sound, which I think should be a given. His name is Sonic, for crying out loud. But how much faster than the speed of sound, how fast he can run if he's going at full throttle, that is something that is hotly contested to this day. So what I've done here is I made a little slideshow, basically giving my own 2 cents on the arguments and, just having fun nerding out on one of my favorite characters. So I hope you guys enjoy this. So this is How Fast is Sonic, brought to you by the Game Preserve. Okay, so let's address the obvious comment first. Yes, I am a huge nerd. No, I do not care what you think. If I want to kill time figuring out the top speed of a blue cartoon hedgehog, that is my own damn business. So if you're about to make that comment, take it and kick rocks. Okay, so why is this such a hotly debated topic amongst the Sonic fandom? Well, it's primarily because there's so many different versions of Sonic that oftentimes it devolves into what's canon and what's not canon. And that's primarily because Sonic fans can be a little erratic. They're not always fans of everything that the character appears in. Some people are only fans of the game, some people are only fans of the animated series, so it varies which animated series. Some people only like the Archie comics, some people only like the IDW comics, and some people only like the movies, for some reason. Another reason that this topic is so heavily debated is because in just about any continuity, Sonic is usually said to be holding back. For what reason, again, it varies. Maybe Sonic just doesn't feel the need to go all out, or he's just handicapped himself to make the fights more interesting. But very rarely do we see Sonic going at full throttle. And we rarely ever see Sonic push to his physical limits either. Usually Sonic is one of the most powerful characters in whatever continuity he's in, so you really never see him at his limits. I am well versed in a lot of Sonic material from the games, movies, comic books, stuff like that, and I can only think of 3 times where I can even think of Sonic being winded, let alone physically exhausted. So I think the first thing that we need to address is which version of Sonic I'm going to be looking at. And at the end of the day, I don't really think it matters because the whole idea of the multiverse is not a new thing to Sonic. That was a very common story thread in the Archie comics. And the funny thing about the Archie comics is that they established that stuff like the video game, Sat AM, Sonic Underground, and Sonic X, they all take place within the same multiverse. They're all separate dimensions. So, you could make the arguments that every version of Sonic is canon. And while that is a little crazy to wrap your head around, you also got to remember that Sonic is an individual. Compared to, like, say, Spider-Man in the Marvel comics, Spider-Man, or Spider-Person, I guess you could say, is a title that can be held by any number of people. So, and because of that, the powers amongst the various different Spider-Men tend to vary. So you can't really say that the abilities of Peter Parker are comparable to those of Miguel O'Hara, for example. So Sonic doesn't really have that issue among his very different variants. And among all the unique powers that the Sonics tend to have, speed tends to be the one that is most consistent. So I think we can get away with looking at the broader spectrum of Sonics. So what I want you guys to do is consider this to be a max potential for any version of Sonic. Well, I'm not going to make the claim that every Sonic in every continuity is capable of reaching the top speed that I've determined. I don't see there ever being a Sonic that is able to surpass it. It's kind of like this is the speed ceiling for the character himself. We are also going to be ruling out power-ups. So, in just about every continuity, Sonic usually has some kind of way to increase his top speed. Be it the rings in Sat AM, the speed up power-up in the video games, or in Sonic Prime. He has a lot of ways to increase his speed in that series. We're also going to be rolling out any transformation. So while I know Sonic can definitely achieve greater speeds with the transformation into Super Sonic, we're not going to take that into account here. So we're going to be looking at Sonic in his base form. No power-ups, no transformations, just good old true blue. Okay, so one of the first things next thing we need to establish is a speed feat where we feel Sonic has gone the fastest. And the moment that always sticks out to me as an example of that is in issue 175 of the Archie comics. In this story, Sonic goes head-to-head with Eggman, who has come equipped with a suit of power armor that he has specifically designed to fight Sonic, something that is the culmination of years of fighting Sonic, observing him, calculating, recalculating, and just playing with the tech, developing the tech, until he has something that can outmatch Sonic at every turn. And for once, Eggman is not bluffing. He completely trounces Sonic at every turn with this suit, to the point where it's a complete role reversal. Sonic is usually the one who is toying with Eggman, but now it's Eggman who is toying with Sonic. In fact, Eggman states that the only reason Sonic lasts as long as he does in this fight is because of Sonic's insane durability. Despite all of Eggman's weapons, he doesn't have a way of killing Sonic fast. But he can kill him if he keeps hammering him. He eventually makes the comment that Sonic has reached his limit, and Sonic, realizing that he can't hold back, his usual level isn't going to work, he pulls out all the stops and shows us a level of speed that we have never seen before, and I don't think we've ever seen again. Now, the reason I'm using this moment in particular is because this is the only time that Eggman has, in any continuity, has ever had a victory over Sonic that is so divisive in a one-on-one fight that it's hard to think of any scenario where Sonic could have won. And the reason I say that is because this is Sonic going as hard as he can, hitting Eggman as hard as he can, and it's not enough. Though Sonic definitely leaves a mark, at the end of the day, Eggman is still standing. And to add insult to injury, Sonic never accurately defeats this thing. When Eggman comes at him again with this suit of armor, Sonic doesn't go at him by himself. He has both the Freedom Fighters and the Chaotix helping him out, and it's only then that he's able to destroy this suit. That says to me that Sonic just couldn't go any higher here. This was his peak, and because of that, I feel like we have to use this when determining his top speed. So how are we going to calculate the top speed? Well, I'm no mathematician. I'm not going to pretend like I am. In fact, I probably got a C or a D in math in high school and college. But this is the formula I came up with. We have distance divided by time, basically narrowing how much distance Sonic covered within the span of 1 second, and then times it by 3600, which is how many seconds there are in an hour, and that will give us how much distance Sonic covers within the span of an hour, which will give us miles per hour. So we gotta figure out distance, we gotta figure out time, so let's work on that. So one thing that is important to note about the Archie comics is that they establish that Mobius is essentially an alternate future version of Earth. So because of that, we can sort of get an idea of how much distance Sonic covered looking at a map of the United States, and then going from there. It looks like Sonic ran from somewhere in the Midwest to the East Coast, and what I basically used as a measuring stick is Colorado, specifically Denver, to a beach in North Carolina, and putting it through Google Maps, we got about 1,800 miles, and I'm lowballing that to 1,800 instead of the 1,820 you see, because you gotta account for the fact that Google Maps follows the route of a road, and Sonic, he's able to run across land, so while he probably couldn't run in a straight line like you saw there, he was probably having to move around mountains, lakes, and stuff like that. But yeah, we're going to lower that down to 1,800 just for the sake of lowball and for argument's sake. And we also need to times that number by 2 because, you know, Sonic made a round trip. So we're going to say his distance covered is 3,600 miles. Now, in regards to time, time is a little bit hard to tell in comic books, but my estimate is that from when Sonic ran off and Eggman realizing it, and then saying my gears and starters when Sonic is about to land his hit, I estimate that took about 16.57 seconds. Now, how I got that number was I basically read the comic itself in haste, trying to make it as natural as possible given the situation. But one thing I didn't do was read the bottom panel with Sonic there, because as you see on the map there, Sonic is already on the East Coast when Snively confirms his location. And based on how the artwork in the comic is done, I'm assuming that as Snively is telling Eggman where he is, Sonic is already there. And considering that Sonic is slightly parting the sea a little bit as he makes his 180, I have a feeling that was more instantaneous. He's probably not revving up for the return trip like some people might assume. So we're gonna increase that all the way up to 17 seconds. Again, for argument's sake, because there's a chance it could have been longer. But that's what we're gonna go with here. And you add all that together, 3,600 divided by 17 times 3,600, and that is a big frickin' number. That is 762,353 miles per hour. For you science nerds out there, and according to Google Maps, that is 994 times the speed of sound, and just slightly over the threshold of the speed of light. And holy shit, dude, that is absolutely fast. And as I was doing this video, I was wondering, are there examples of Sonic going faster? Like there's the bit in Sonic X where Sonic is racing Sam's speed, and he runs ahead, jumps over the finish line, then runs back, all the while making it seem like he's running alongside Sam's speed. If he's moving faster than the speed of light, that makes perfect sense to me. In the Sonic movies, when he's moving so fast, everything is moving at a snail's pace. This speed also makes sense, because again, he's moving faster than the speed of light. Of course, oh man, like, this is why these are fun to do. It's just fun to really find the illogical extreme that with these comic book characters. I love it so much. Okay, so because I know there's going to be some comments about it too, disclaimer, I am not a scientist and I am not a mathematician. It is very likely that my facts are wrong, and it is also very likely that my calculations are wrong. If you want to dispute me in the comments, please feel free to do so. I am also not going to pretend that I am well-versed in everything that Sonic has ever been in, so there's a chance that there is a speed feat that I am unaware of, where Sonic does go faster. If such a thing does exist, or you think there's an example of faster speed feats, and assuming that no power-ups or transformations are in play, please leave it in the comments. I'll check it out, and maybe I'll do a follow-up video next time I look at Sonic. And if you do leave any of that stuff in the comments, guys, please be civil, for crying out loud. We are talking about a cartoon hedgehog here. This is not something that is worth starting a flame war over. I did this just for fun. I mean, that's the whole reason I do this YouTube channel, just for fun. So if you feel the need to talk about this stuff in the comments, please be civil. Don't get nasty with each other. Feel free to get nasty with me, because I'll probably just ignore it. But, yeah. That's how fast I think Sonic can go. Can we see that number again? 762,353 miles per hour. My God. Alright, so that's how fast I think Sonic can go. Again, feel free to disagree with me, and be sure you tune in tomorrow night when I check out Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games. I'll see you guys then.